Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at OGN, kind of see what's going on here. And I was asked to cover this for obvious reasons. We can see that it's up on the day, I think somewhere in the range of 40, maybe even 50% at its highest. But more importantly, it's a coin I've covered before. We've actually done a lot of swing trading with it and made tons of money. So I do really think that this is a good opportunity, potentially. And we're going to take a look at that, of course, and I'll help understand that and see where we're at. Now, first of all, not a financial advisor, right? I just love teaching people how to trade. So I hope you can learn something here today. And just note that I love teaching people how to trade. So this is my passion. I do this every day for a living. And I have a trading community specifically designed with that purpose where I teach you to become a better trader. It has all the resources you need to become more effective, more self-sufficient. I have a trading academy, of course the community, and I send out signals for every single trade that I take to share those with you so you know specifically what that looks like. And I also allow you to one-click follow if you would like to consider doing something along those lines. Completely optional, but just know that's all kind of inclusive there. So check that out. CryptoCache.tech is a site. Link in the description below. Taking a look here though at OGN. Here's what we got to know. It's not extremely overextended, believe it or not. In this significant increase, let's just go ahead and take a quick look. We are, from bottom to top for today, approximately 62%. So extremely high. A lot of amount of volume, I guarantee, is coming in through today. The reason for that, I don't truly know, honestly, because again, I don't reference the fundamentals unless I'm specifically investing in them right now. That being said, there's probably something that caused this to happen. But from the technical standpoint, what I can tell you is that we've had this type of descending type of wedge that eventually broke out. There's that as well. Another thing too I noticed while quickly looking at the chart just before pulling this up here is the fact that we do have this support level back here from before that worked again here recently. So we look at this right around 26 cents. We've got this nice little support level that effectively was a nice support previously. This is back in February last year. Then of course it worked as a support level here as well. So we can just kind of see that breakout pattern. So as soon as you come to a close ahead, it can either go down or up, right? And it chose to go up based on previous support levels and the simple fact that, there's probably something fundamental. I doubt that just the fact that we're right at this point caused it to shoot up. But on the same accord, that does happen too. That interesting anomaly occurs in trading a lot. So that's why patterns have a tendency of being very beneficial to identify, because this is kind of helping us know that we are probably on the right side of the tracks here. And the likelihood of OGN coming lower than 26 cents is extremely low. Now, why is there a bunch of volume here today? Hard to say specifically, but what we want to look at, more important, is how healthy is this continuation? Is this going to be something that can sustain, right? Because if it can't, then there's no real point in investing. The price is going to come right back down. But if it looks healthy enough, then we could possibly consider adding to our position and taking some profits as we come up. Because you can see that OGN's done very well. $3.50 up from 26 cents. I mean, I'm not telling you that we're going to get to that point again, but that is somewhere in the range of 1,100%. So that'd be a pretty strong return on investment, right? 11 times your investment. So, I mean, even if it were just to come up even up to about the point of 51 or just say you got in right now, again, hypothetically, to get yourself a 2x, it would need to come up to about 75 cents. And that's a realistic probability considering it was right at that point, close to that point back in December, and even more so in November. So again, OGN I think has tremendous potential. It's a good coin. So getting in around 26 cents or just say in this case 38 cents would probably still likely be a good investment. We'll double check that first. All right, so let's look at some of the technical stuff here. So looking at the RSI, you can see it's still not overextended. Of course, just 1 day's worth of trading data doesn't get you there, but it's getting close, okay? So there may not be a lot left in the tank here today, but in the next few days, we want to kind of identify that. So it'd be actually good if the price were to kind of hang out where it's at right now, let the RSI calm down a little bit so it doesn't get extremely overextended. But that is a good sign all the same here, right? So we're in good shape there on the daily. 4 hour, we can see that this sharp increase is led from only in the last 8 hours or less, okay? So this, just from the outside looking in, again, big picture, it doesn't look super healthy based on the fact that it shot straight up and it was doing very normal before, and now it's just totally balls to the wall, right? But we're up over both moving averages. Those should work as support levels, so the price does come back down. We'll probably see it rest around 0.618, maybe 0.5 for the Fibonacci retracement levels. We'll identify that here. Actually, why don't we do that now? And just kind of go ahead and go, let's go see if we can go back just a little bit further. kind of see where we're at there. So again, 0.5 on Fibonacci retracement. Usually if we see a price consolidate, right, because just say hypothetically it comes back down because it's extremely overextended, the likelihood of it relaxing in this area here between 0.5 and 0.618 is very high. In other words, 33 cents upwards of 36 cents is a realistic channel that we could in fact likely see the price consolidate and retrace back to. It's a very standard place. Just in my history of trading, I see this happen all the time. When we have these sharp increases in crypto, the price will come back down to that halfway point in a lot of cases. Not saying it's just going to keep going, but that would likely be a nice potential support level. Okay. It's also a good support area too, because previous resistances were somewhere around the range of 31 to 33. So if you consider it just loosely, 31 to 36 is a good support. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there. RSI is extremely overextended, so the likelihood of pulling back further is higher. Again, RSI up over 70 on the 4 hour is an extreme likelihood the price is going to turn back around. Okay. It doesn't usually like to hang out too far above that. You know, RSI on the 1 day chart, that can work as a support level sometimes with the 70 on the RSI. But when it comes to the 4 hour time frame, it's a fast enough time frame, so to speak. It has enough trading data to effectively average itself out in most cases. And I think that we're going to see the price pull back. Again, just based on that simple understanding. But we do have MACD convergence, of course. I mean, how can you not look at that straight line upwards? That's funny. Anyways, yeah, mostly good stuff here too. Just again, extremely overextended. So a pullback to the range of 31 to 36 is very likely. Just again, based on previous history and how things do it. But take a look at this here. This most recent hour has actually bounced off of the support level here right around 35.5. So you could effectively say that tentatively 36 cents is a support, right? But just know if we lose that, we will likely see somewhere in the range of 31 to 36, okay? Now this may not hold for very much longer too, because it does look like it pushed a second or third time up here to the price range around 40/41 cents and is getting rejected. But, you know, in big picture, just of all the charts I've ever looked at, I can tell you probably hundreds of thousands by now. I can tell you though that this kind of price action is not healthy. All right, so it's okay. It's all well and good to have a price increase up like this, you know, an injection of volume. That's okay. That builds a foundation, right? Gives us that solid foundation. But it doesn't mean that's going to hold on for very long, okay? Not saying this is a pump and dump per se, but obviously whoever pumped it up there took their profits and the price is coming back down. The likelihood of it coming down further from here is higher, okay? So please understand that. And again, this is a 1 hour time frame. What a normal, healthy time frame should look like on the 1 hour specifically is a price that goes something like this. It never works out that way exactly, but it's a staircase type of pattern, right? Where the price will come up and effectively start working its way in these channels and kind of keep working slowly but steady to the upside. This parabolic increase, no matter what anyone else tells you, is not healthy. It's not a good thing. Okay, so if somebody tells you, oh, OGN's going to the moon, don't listen to them. It's not. This is not the kind of trading that you want to invest in. It's all well and good to just say you had bought in around 26 cents. Maybe consider taking your profit. You're probably up about 50, 60%. It's all well and good. But big picture here, I do think OGN has tremendous potential. So in that sense, yes, definitely good. This is a great start, but don't fool yourself here. The likelihood of it continuing up from here in the immediate future is fairly low, okay? Because it's lost its momentum. And this, in all reality, the momentum should have been something like this, right? But instead, it went like this, and we're going to probably see it consolidate somewhere in this range here. It's a very common scenario. Now, it could very well consolidate, and we see this happen a lot too, where it kind of consolidates into this little type of wedge pattern, and then it'll break to the upside again. There's potential for that. So pay attention to how these next few candlesticks form, but it's a little too early to anticipate the fact that it's going to do much more. And in fact, why don't we go ahead and take a quick look at the smaller time frame just to identify. On the 15-minute chart, you can see we still got very large candle wicks. That implies a lot of volatility, where people are trying to establish, hey, well, what's the value of this coin? What should it be? The bulls want it to be higher, the bears want it to be lower, and it just this constant battle. But one thing is for sure, 38 cents is proving to be a tentative resistance, and 36 is a tentative support. I would say more importantly, though, in my experience, 0.5 on Fibonacci retracement, which is right around 33.3 cents, is a strong likelihood of the price to eventually level out. So I would not be surprised if it did that. I'd be fairly surprised if it continued much higher, just based on the fact that, again, on the 1 hour time frame in the last 4 hours alone, we've seen nothing but a straight shot upwards. Okay, so too much volume at one time causes significant retracement. All right, so just heads up on that. Be careful. The last thing we want to take a quick look at, and these are really pretty much null and void, but if we look at this here, TD sequential telling us we're at a 7. So if it does have any more gas left in the tank, I would say another 5 hours tops, we'll see the price try to push higher. If it can't break that resistance, which is very unlikely considering the amount of volume that's dissipating, then we can effectively, disseminate that it's probably going to consolidate sideways and or down from here. Okay. Again, just be cautious, be careful in situations like this. I love being able to bring coins like this to your attention if you're investing in them, and just know that it's important to be, cautiously optimistic. That's the term I like to use, because this is not healthy by any stretch of the imagination. But what is healthy is, in the big picture, just note that OGN does have tremendous potential. It's proven to do very well when Bitcoin has some stability. And that could be another reason why it's shooting up here as well, based on the simple fact that Bitcoin is actually showing a little bit of a sign right now that it wants to go sideways and not come down below 38,800. So if you want to watch my other Bitcoin videos to help understand what I mean by that, feel free to watch that. But you can tell here too as well, keep this in mind, OGN has a tendency of pushing up hard at specific times. Kind of random times, almost like it's quarterly. But regardless of that fact, you can see each one of them. In fact, let's take a quick look at that. First one shot up, it went sideways from there. Second one shot up, it caused a push up, but that was in March when Bitcoin is doing very well. The next push was in May when Bitcoin was doing poorly, and it trailed off. Taking a look at another push here in volume, significant push in volume back in November. That's right when Bitcoin was starting to taper off away from 64,000. Okay. So again, OGN is reliant on Bitcoin's success. So if Bitcoin cannot pass 46,000/50,000 in the relative near future, next month or two, just say hypothetically, then we are in a position where OGN may not flourish. But if Bitcoin can kind of break out of this descending pattern, or this sideways channel right now that we're in, then I would say that OGN has a tremendous potential to do very well again. I don't think we're going to see $3 again in the near future, but what we will probably see is somewhere in the range of a potential of, I would just say, about 42 to 62 cents as a generic range. Now, this is a previous support level here, which is a new resistance, so I'd say 56 cents is the likely resistance when the price were to come back up to that level. But between now and then, we could very well see a decent amount of channeling. I would say more immediately between 33 and 36, and then once it establishes a little bit more volume, because if you see here too, previously, 33 cents was a previous resistance as well. Okay, so just to bring that to your attention, that's a very strong likelihood the price will come no lower than 33 cents again. So if you're going to DCA into this, somewhere between 33 and 36 would be a good target to shoot for, because I think it's likely it's going to come back down that low. And I think it's also likely to bounce off that level too. All right, so hopefully you find benefit here and this makes sense. I know I speak in circles sometimes, but it's for your own benefit to try to help you understand big picture. There's a lot of factors that go into trading, and this one, it's showing pretty decent strength, and I do think that, yes, even though the volume is unhealthy and in such a short amount of time, it's very necessary. It helps us push up past some of these moving averages, at least the more important one of the 50, gets us over that key level resistance and allows 33.3 cents to be the new support. That's a great sign. All right, so we'll go ahead and cover OGN again here soon, but I appreciate you watching. And if you're not currently a community member, CryptoCache.tech is a site, link in the description below. I hope you have yourself a great rest of your day. Thanks again for your time.